Hi everybody, I'm Trudy. You might know me as One Grounded Angel, and I'm doing an angel card reading video for you for the week beginning at Monday the 4th of February through to the 10th on Sunday of 2019. So, starting with the Chinese New Year and a brand new moon in Aquarius. Let's shuffle for Monday and see what cards come up for us. Ground yourself. So grounding is, I notice, maybe it's just the blogs I follow, but it's starting to get a lot more traction now. People are starting to embrace the idea of grounding, which would have sounded a bit cray-cray, 10, 20 years ago. So it's about coming back down to earth. Problem is we live so much all in our heads in worry and overthinking, in stress, and we that really prevents us from getting anywhere because we're so stuck in this zone. It also prevents us from connecting with our intuition. When we're grounded, we're not only able to receive those ideas better, but we're able to integrate them into the real world, because it's all very well getting this amazing spiritual insight about where you need to go and what you need to be doing, but if you're not grounded, not only are you unlikely to even recognize those messages, you're not going to know what to do with them. So a really easy and quite obvious way to ground yourself is to walk around outside barefoot if it is safe for you to do so. Obviously you don't want to be doing that in an area where there are hazards. So that's one way to ground yourself. Any form of energy healing is going to ground you. So Reiki, the form of energy healing I do as well. Kinesiology, anything like that is going to help. Any sort of like body work as well, massage can even help. And being outside is a major one. I mentioned walking around at barefoot, but even just if you do have shoes on, being around things that are growing can really ground you. It's just about calming that energy in your head and just bringing you into the real world and being, okay, everything's all right. And noticing all the things that are going on around you in real detail can really help as well. My word for 2019 is present. I notice a lot of people doing this on social media, choosing words like joy or, I don't know, fulfillment or whatever it is that they're focusing on. Mine is present. So on the regular, I'm looking around and really noticing the colours around me and the detail, and it just helps me feel like I'm actually in the room, in the space, instead of what I need to do, where am I going, in that constant go, go, go zone. So that's Monday. Let's look at Tuesday the 5th. Oh, card just flipped itself right over. Emotional sensitivity. Oh, looks like a lot of us are going to be facing some intense emotions at the moment, but this is also the empath card. If you're watching this, you're probably an empath and you probably already know that. An empath is someone who's very sensitive to other people's energies. It's someone who feels things very intensely. It's someone who who struggles to be mainstream, I guess. And I don't mean to say that you should try to be mainstream, but what I mean is you feel different and you're subtly different to everyone else. So I talk about shielding a lot. That's a major one, technique that I recommend for empaths, just to protect you from taking on board other people's energies. You don't want to be coming home from work with your colleague's bad mood. You don't want to be, feeling scared or unsafe in the world because you watched a news report about a natural disaster somewhere else in the world. That sort of thing. So just one message with this is to protect yourself better. Shielding meditation can help. And the other thing is just be okay if you're feeling intense emotions. Now, I don't mean emotions from other people, but if whatever you're feeling within yourself that is yours, your stuff, try to not to fight it, because when we try to fight those emotions, we turn to substances which don't help us. They just block it, and then that comes up more intensely afterwards anyway. That's called a hangover. And other ways that we can avoid is by getting immersed in other people's dramas, which is not a good idea. Not only is that not helpful to the other person, even though it feels like it's a sort of sympathy thing, it also stops us from dealing with what we need to be dealing with within our own stuff. So, but also be aware that if you are facing really heavy emotions, they will pass. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday. Blossoming. So, I mean, the analogy with flowers here is quite obvious, and the reason for that is um, the way flowers bloom is a beautiful analogy for the way that we have the invitation to bloom. You know, the seeds are sown, they're tended to, we water them, etc., and then they blossom on not on our schedule. So, it's sort of the patience card as well, because it's asking you to be patient with the process. You are blossoming but it is going to take time. So allow yourself to keep going, keep moving forward, and to know that you're on the right path and that things will come and blossom. That's a weird way to put it, but something really beautiful is going to come through for you. You are going to, achieve your goals, but you need to keep moving. Don't give up. Don't try and shake things up and go completely off track. Be patient with how things are going. Thursday. Now this is taking a ridiculously long time. Energy healing work. So the energy field, just going way back to basics here for those who don't know, it's also called an aura, and it's something that is around us. We can't see. We can touch it, but we might not always be aware we're touching it. We're all made of energy, and the energy field is made up of I don't even know how to describe it very well. So what I mean to say is our energy can carry imprints from past lives, from wounding we carry, or traumas. It carries these imprints that sow the seeds for the beliefs we have that might be limiting us, that cause us to make choices that maybe aren't right for us. So it all comes back to the energy field, and the reason I'm so passionate about the energy field is because I personally have made so much progress in my own personal life and personal growth, because energy healing has really helped me move through barriers and helped me get unstuck. That's why I now practice energy healing, helping other people get unstuck. So this is asking you to be aware of what might be going on in your energy that is contributing to what's happening in your life. If you are attracted to partners who are wrong for you, it's probably something in your energy that needs to be cleared. I'm not trying to absolve anybody for taking responsibility, but I am trying to say that sometimes when we're making choices that aren't right for us, there might be a reason for that. There might be something that we believe in terms of, maybe we are carrying some limiting beliefs around worthiness. We don't feel we're good enough, or not good enough is a big one actually for a lot of people. So I'm kind of, this is such a big topic, and I'm kind of going like skimming over the surface here, but what I'm trying to tell you is be aware of what might be going on underneath, and have some compassion for yourself, whatever you are, wherever you're at and what you're going through. There might be other things going on that you aren't necessarily in control of, and if this is resonating with you, maybe energy healing is something that you could look at. But anyway, if you're not interested in delving deep into that personal growth, I think if you're watching this, you probably are, but not everybody is. This card can also be asking you to look at your own physical energy in terms of, are you constantly exhausted? Is that because you're staying up late watching crap TV that you don't even really care about? Or is it because you're not drinking enough water? So all those sort of things to maintain your own personal physical energy. When I say physical energy, I mean your fuel, your motivation, your fire, that sort of thing. I'm not talking about the energy field, just to distinguish that. Let's look at Friday. I'm using a card deck I'm not overly familiar with, so this could go badly. But what better way to learn? It's a beautiful card deck. Cultivating prosperity. Okay, so the illustration of a garden, again, I talked about flowers earlier, but that idea of sowing seeds is sort of coming up again, that will bring through good things, blessings. Flowers often symbolize blessings when they're used in these cards. And if you think about a flower, it's a thing of such beauty that is created not by us. So it's you know, it is a blessing that's given to us. But this is talking about prosperity. Prosperity, you guys are probably thinking money. It's certainly where my mind goes. And indeed, the wording of the card is about abundance. The abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. So it's about the harvesting good things, and it's asking you to believe that that can happen for you. So again, if I look at the previous card about the energy field, is there something in your energy that's blocking you from believing that you will have enough of what you need? This is sort of about your material needs, really. We're talking food and the things you need to survive and thrive. Yes, the flowers are about blessings and beauty, but all of those things, while not strictly important for our survival, I think are necessary for us to thrive as well in this beautiful world. So what could be blocking you? Do you have some beliefs around there's not enough out there for me? Or maybe you had some childhood experiences around poverty, or your parents' attitudes to money are still imprinted in you, and that's blocking you from believing that you can, or thinking, I'm always going to be poor, or believing that you'll always struggle, that life is all about struggle. So again, I've gone really deep with that, but that's just when I am working with clients who've got stuff in their energy. It's kind of my tendency to look at what's going on under the surface. And when we talk about prosperity and abundance is really enough, more than enough even. And those kind of notions are a struggle for a lot of people. And you don't even need to have experienced poverty to have that. You could have had poverty in a past life and you're still carrying that. But I've gone round and round in circles with this. I'm so sorry, guys, but I don't know the cards that well. So I'm talking about it more generally. Going deep is my tendency. And hopefully you can extract your own meaning from that. But I do think a lot of people have stuff around prosperity, because the nature of our society is all about worshipping money, and so, which is why a lot of people think money is evil. It's not really. It's the way you use it, or the value that you attach to it. Instead of seeing it as a means to an end, if you see it as something to worship's not the right word, but you know what I mean, you're going to come unstuck. So interesting mix here. Where do I go now? Saturday, I'm going to go with this card deck, the 9th of February. I don't feel like, I'm not feeling this card deck, so I'm actually going to go back to the card deck I've already used. I know that sounds unlike me, but I just keep getting pulled back to this Archangel Michael card deck, which I used for the Thursday card, that energy healing one. And I wonder if we're going to get a bit more clarity here. Make a commitment. So this card, there are two different levels of meaning. The first one is the commitment itself in terms of relationship. So for those of you who are struggling with, who are in a relationship and you aren't feeling particularly, you feel like there's some tension, or you're not feeling particularly bonded at the moment, look at what might be stopping you from really reinvesting in that relationship, why you aren't committing to it. Is there some stuff going on for you that you need to address, or is it because you haven't been investing your energy into it? It's very easy to take your partner for granted, even with the best of intentions. And life is busy as well, so maybe you need to recommit to that relationship. If you're single, it could be letting you know that there is a commitment on the way for you. And again, if you do have any issues around commitment, by all means get those sorted out. That will enhance your readiness for that relationship to come through for you. It's difficult to attract something that we're not actually ready for. Difficult, if not impossible, in fact. The other thing is about committing to your goals. So we're in February now. You might have set some goals at the start of the year. I know lots of people do that. I mentioned already I choose a word to focus on. But if you've set goals, have you gone off track with those? Come back and recommit to those. So it's looking at where you need to reinvest. I'm using the word re. If you haven't invested in anything already, maybe you're someone who's just never set goals, this could be your invitation to do just that now. So you don't have to necessarily go back to where you started from, or what you were already looking at. It might be something new. Oh, wow. Sunday, is it Sunday? Yep. chakra clearing. So I talked about energy healing already. It feels like that's a theme for this week. And the chakras, we quite often get cards actually that are relating to a specific chakra. They are energy centers in the energy field that our life force energy moves through. So I talked about the energy field with the aura. It's got these chakras, they're like centers or like intersections, I guess you could call them, where the energy is moving through. Our life force energy, prana, chi, kundalini, those are different words to use for life force energy. And there are 7 major ones that we focus on in energy healing, particularly in Reiki. But there are tons more, a lot more, but we just choose to look at those 7 ones. There are another couple of major ones as well that people bring in. But anyway, you might have a block in one of those chakras. So I don't really want to go through each of them right now. It's very time consuming and it's just not going to be relevant for most of you. Oh, my nails match this card quite well. But I would, because this is not a personal reading, in a personal reading I'd be going through the person to find out which chakra it relates to. It could be more than one. But basically when those chakras are out of balance or blocked, the energy just doesn't move through, and there is an impact on your well-being, on your emotions, on the way you approach life. For example, the base chakra is about our security, our material needs, how safe we feel in the world, our identity, which kind of relates to this one here that I mentioned. And so if that is blocked, you can struggle to accept prosperity. You can be struggling to attract it. You can feel like you don't quite belong. You can, oh gosh, there's so many other ways. It's, yeah, sorry, I'm just debating with myself. Do I go down this track? No, let's move on. Anyway, that's the base or the root chakra, I think it's called in North America. So as a general brush stroke with this card, I would say it's asking you to, again, look at your energy field. What are you carrying in your energy? What's weighing you down? Where are your wounds? Where are your struggles? And what's your stuff? Maybe your stuff is around not setting boundaries, and maybe you don't even know why that's come up. Sometimes we don't. I had a whole lot of stuff in my energy around relationships, and I hadn't been cheated on, and I was struggling with trust issues, all this sort of stuff that can come through from past lives. Sometimes we don't know. It just, they're weighing us down. So we're being asked this week to look at our stuff, what's weighing us down, where we're getting blocked, and what are those repeated themes. It usually plays out a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean across the board in a lot of different areas. So, if you're struggling to trust people, maybe you're also struggling to trust an employer. Anyway, energy healing, big theme. Yeah, I don't really know how else to summarize this except to say that they want us to keep working on what we're working on in terms of, and that it will be a fruit, to go back to this gardening analogy, so and the blossoming as well. So we're asked to keep showing up and doing the work and to be patient with that process. Thank you very much for watching, and each card will be on my Instagram at OneGroundedAngel, on my Facebook page also called One Grounded Angel. If you want to reach me, if you want to book some energy healing, your own personal angel card reading, you can do that on my website, which is www.onegroundedangel.com. There is a bookings tab there, and there are also lots of articles giving you more information. If you do want to know more about the chakras, just type chakras into the search field. Now, I say chakras, sometimes I say chakras. I don't know which is right. They seem to be interchangeable, so I use both. If you are looking up my website on your mobile phone, your smartphone, the search field's right at the bottom, so you need to scroll right down to the bottom. I don't know why that is. I don't know how to fix it, the mobile view. I only know how to fix the desktop view. If you are on your laptop or PC or MacBook or whatever, it'll be on the right-hand side. Yeah, optimizing for mobile view is a bit past my technical expertise. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be reading for you again next week. Take care.